everybody, this is Miss Robin with the King Township Public Library. Today we're going to do a fun and easy craft to go along with our monstrous March theme. We're going to make some wearable monster feet out of empty tissue boxes. So all that you really need are 2 empty tissue boxes. For mine, I removed the plastic, but you can definitely keep the plastic part in there because that might give you a tighter fit when you're wearing them. And then I have some tissue paper, some sparkly foam paper, and some glue and just a little foam brush to brush the glue on. I grabbed some white construction paper and some tape because I think it'll be easier to tape the construction paper on rather than glue it. And I'm just going to start from the bottom and just wrap this around it and tape it on. And then you can do this like a present, like you're wrapping a gift. So you want to fold down the one side and smooth that out, make a crease there. Fold down the other side and make a crease, and then fold it down like this so that you have a nice end there, like a package. Okay, so now we have a good base layer that's covered up the pattern that was originally on our tissue box. And now I'm just going to punch a hole to make sure this is the top. Yeah, so I'm going to punch a hole through here. I'm just going to take my scissors and just pop it through, and then use my fingers to rip it. I'm going to try to rip it kind of nicely. And tuck it under the hole that's already in the tissue box. Okay. Now you could trim it if you want, or you can even just throw a couple of pieces of tape in there to keep it down. And I've got the base of my tissue box all ready, and now will be the time to start covering it with tissue paper. Okay, so I have my glue, my foam brush, and I'm going to start with the light pink tissue paper. So I'm going to cover the whole box with a thin layer of glue. Just plain white craft glue. And now I am going to put down my light pink tissue. Okay, I'm going to place the tissue box in the middle. And I'm gonna just wrap it up like a present. Okay, so we have lots of excess on the top, of course. So we want to trim that off a bit, and we can also just tuck it into the hole in the top of the tissue box as well. little bit more glue just to stick down these corner parts. So this is my base layer of tissue paper, just to add a little color to it underneath. And then we're going to be putting layers of a couple of other colors of tissue paper over top of it. Okay, so I have two other colors of tissue paper here that I'm going to layer onto my box. So I have a darker pink and a purple. So for these ones, I'm going to cut them into squares. They don't have to be perfect squares or perfect shapes at all. You can even just rip them. I'm just going to cut them up into some quick jagged squares. So to do that, find the easiest and fastest way to cut the tissue paper into squares is to fold it up a bunch of times and then trim it, and it'll become strips, and then we can cut the strips into squares. So like this. So now you can unfold them. So these ones, since there's the end piece, I'll have to cut those in half again. I think the rest of them are already in nice thin strips. Okay, and then this end piece, I'm just going to cut down the middle. Okay, so I have my layers of strips here, and again, I'm going to do the same thing I did before and just chop it all the way down into squares. Okay, so now I have a whole bunch of squares of this nice pink tissue paper, and I'm going to put these off to the side for now. And I'm going to repeat the process with the purple tissue paper. To do now is just add layers of these squares bit by bit, just really loosely all over the tissue box. And with this, the whole point is adding texture to the box. So you can even, you can crunch them up and you can stick them on really crunched up like that, or you could put just a little bit of glue in the center and stick it on like that. Or if you prefer, you can just stick it on flat. It's totally up to you. You can do any of those any way that you want to do it. I think I'm going to do mine with a bit of glue in the center and the rest of it kind of sticking up to kind of give it kind of a fluffy look. Now I'm going to start adding some purple tissue paper to it, just to add some dimension with this second color. So just keep adding the tissue paper until you are happy with it. This is my finished tissue paper. You can, of course, use as many colors as you want. You could do it in a rainbow style. You could do it in stripes of the different colors. However you want. You don't have to follow exactly what I did here. Okay, so to finish it off, we will do the nails. So to make the toenails, I'm going to use this glittery white craft foam paper. And for this, I am just going to draw a line across for how long I want the nails to be. So probably about that long. So I'll draw a line down the back of the paper here. Now I should note, you can use plenty of different materials to make the toenails. You definitely don't have to use craft foam like I am. You could use a kitchen sponge. You could use just some more construction paper. You could use, if you have old guitar picks laying around, those make a good shape of a nail. Really anything, any sort of material that you have that you could stick on the end of this that would resemble a toenail, go for it. So then I'm just going to make them into triangles. We'll just sketch them on like this. Okay, so once you're happy with your penciled outline, just take your scissors and cut out all the triangles. And I cut mine nice and big, so I'm just going to do 3 toenails along the edge like this. Okay, so I'm going to repeat the whole process with my other tissue box. So I'm going to start like I did with the last one by covering it with some white construction paper. Okay, so there's the base of the tissue box, all covered with the white paper, and now we can start decorating with the tissue. Again, I'm going to cover this in a thin layer of glue and then cover it with this base layer of tissue paper. I'm ready to start layering my 2 colors of tissue paper on here. And for this one, I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I did with the first one, just to show you a different technique of how you could use the tissue paper in case you like that style better. And this way will be quite a bit faster and we'll use less tissue paper. So depending on how much time you have and how much tissue paper you have, you might want to use this way instead. So for this one, this still has quite a bit of stickiness and glue on top of there, so I don't really have to put glue on the individual pieces, and I'm just going to start layering the pieces. So for this one, I'm laying the pieces down flat. For the other one, we bunched the tissue paper up so it stuck out a bit, looked kind of furry. This one, I'm just going to lay the tissue flat, which covers it a lot faster and it'll give a different effect, which will be cool. And so I'm leaving space in between each piece so that I can put the pink pieces in between so you get a multicolor effect. And I'll start adding some pink squares now as well. And the cool thing about the pink being lighter than the purple is that you can see the purple showing through the pink. so it gives a cool layering effect. Okay, so here is my completed monster foot number 2 in a different design than the first one. I think it turned out pretty neat. So whichever one you like better, you could do both of your feet the same way, or you could do the 2 different feet like mine are going to be. And any way that you want to do it, it's completely up to you. So I feel like this foot needs a little bit more pizzazz since the other foot is more fluffy looking. So for this one, I'm actually also going to add some polka dots. So I just cut out some circles out of dark pink construction paper using a large hole punch. And I'm just gonna put some polka dots all over it just to add a little more fun to it. Very cute, and now I will wait for that to dry and add my toenails, and then my monster feet will be complete. Okay, so now that my second monster foot is dry, I'm going to take my final 3 toenails and add them on. So here are the finished monster feet. One with the crunchy tissue paper that makes it look furry, and one with the layers of tissue paper with the polka dots. I hope that these gave you some ideas. Of course, you don't have to copy mine. You can make yours however you want, use whatever materials you have around, and let your creativity fly, and come up with some cool monster feet. I hope you have fun making them. I hope you have fun wearing them around. When you are wearing them around, please just be careful because they are a tripping hazard. So use them on carpet and definitely don't run around in them. Stomp around like a monster. Okay, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check out KTPL's other videos. There's also a video of monster hands, so you can have monster hands and feet and be a full monster. Enjoy your March break, and I'll see you later. Bye!